Hi, this is Brian from Brian Balloon Photography. I just wanted to give you a little information about the old Neewer Q3 flash system and the new Neewer Q3 version 2 is what they call it, flash system. So if for some reason you had an old Neewer Q3 flash system and you've now noticed the new Q3 trigger is out, this one right here, and you decided to get that new Q3 trigger to use with your older Q3 flash, um, there's something you need to know to make sure that the high-speed sync and the camera settings are all being transmitted to the flashes. Because if you don't know this, you're going to maybe think that the high-speed sync is not compatible with your flash system, or that you need a firmware upgrade in order to for your flash, your new flash, or even your old flash to work correctly with your new trigger. And that's not necessarily the case. What you want to know is that in order for your camera settings to transmit, first let me turn this on. Okay, here it is. Okay, you'll want to go into the menu. Okay, so first thing, let's go ahead and go into the menu, and you'll want to go down to where it shows, let me go back up to the top here, where it shows shoot. Okay, this is a mode that is not on the original transmitter. And what this does is if you have this shoot mode on, it will only transmit the trigger signal to the flash. Okay? It will not transmit the camera settings to the flashes. Okay? You want to make sure this is off. Okay? If you want to be transmitting your camera settings and your trigger signal to the flashes. Okay, so that means if you want to be in high speed sync mode, then you'll need to make sure this shoot mode is set to off. Okay, why it came with this shoot mode set to on, I'm not really sure, but you want to make sure this is set to off. That way, when you put this transmitter onto your camera, in my case a Sony A7R3, and you put this trigger into high-speed sync mode like it's in right now, then it'll work in high-speed sync, and it will trigger the flashes in high-speed sync, and your camera setting will show that it's in high-speed sync too. If you have that shoot mode set to on instead, then it's not going to transmit the high-speed sync mode to your flashes. And even if you set your shutter speed up higher, the flashes are not going to know that they need to flash in high-speed sync. Okay, so one other thing, if the shoot mode isn't off and it's attached to your camera and the camera is turned on, then you should see this green light, okay, on the transmitter. Okay, that means that it's transmitting the camera settings. Also, if you put your camera into, or you put the transmitter into HSS mode, you should see the HSS signal right here like it is showing on my camera. If you turn it off, then the HSS mode disappears. And once again, I just pressed it and turned it on to put HSS mode on my trigger, and now it shows HSS on the camera. Okay, all right. So just wanted to let you know that, so you don't think that your trigger is or your flash system is not working correctly. The whole reason I initially upgraded from the old system to the new system was because basically the LCD had broken, because I had I was on a photo shoot, and then this fell backwards. Common problem. So not only did the LCD screen break, but the USB port also broke too. So I couldn't upgrade the firmware. Also, you'll notice on my trigger, the part that connects to the hot shoe developed a crack in it. Right there, see? So sometimes I could get it to work in high-speed sync, but usually it wouldn't work in high-speed sync and it would have misfires. or times when it wouldn't even fire at all. I ended up subsequently getting a new trigger. The new trigger didn't seem to work with the old flash and high-speed sync, so I got new I got new Q3 flashes, the version 2 flashes, thinking, okay, well, maybe the issue is just that the version 2 flashes work with the new trigger and the old flashes have to be upgraded to the latest firmware to work with the high-speed sync and the new trigger. Turns out that's not the case. It's just the setting on the trigger. But to protect my equipment, now I have an extra warranty with a Surion also, and also I got these two from Godox. These two fenders is what they're called. So if it happens to fall backwards again, hopefully it won't break the LCD. I'll also be using sandbags to help prevent that. So we just wanted to let you all know that, and you all have a good day.